Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Mariana's Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sakurako Halstead. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A former law clerk could face decades in jail as he awaits sentencing. Also tonight, the first of its kind, the Zuzus are coming home. And U.S. congressional candidates face off in a Chamber of Commerce hosted debate. In sports, we bring home the gold from international waters. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
I love Mariana's Coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
Growing up is realizing that everyone who told you to eat your breakfast when you were little was actually eating this for breakfast.
It's your turn to take your place at the breakfast table and savor the taste of culinary independence with freshly toasted bagels at McDonald's. Indulge in the breakfast you've always wanted and start the day off the right way, your way.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hafiday and Tito Sinamai, thank you for tuning in. Here's tonight's top story. A former law clerk could be facing up to 30 years in a Commonwealth jail for the sexual assault of a coworker. William Abrazinskas is now behind bars as he awaits a sentencing date currently set for January. Assistant AG Attorney Franny Demapon and Chief Prosecutor Chester Hines are representing the Commonwealth and say the next step is to determine sentencing.
And now that we're getting to the sentencing part, we're going to examine the pre-sentence investigation report, see what comes out there, but we will seek somewhere close to the maximum sentence for sexual assault in the first degree, which is the highest tier of the sex offenses in the CNMI.
According to CNMI laws, Title VI of Crimes and Criminal Procedure, sexual assault in the first degree is punishable by imprisonment for a maximum of 30 years. Chester Hines says after reviewing the pre-sentencing investigation report, both sides will make a recommendation to the judge, and the judge will sentence the defendant.
It's a huge consideration for the judge, but I think that she has to take into account what the jury found guilty on, and that's sex assault in the first degree, which is a major felony. And we got to take into account what happened to the victim in this case. So when you do take into account what happens to the victim, I think the sentence might work itself out.
Abrazinskas arrived on the island after being hired as a law clerk for Judge Kenneth Govendo. During the hiring process, he became friends with the alleged victim, a co-worker, as she helped him acclimate to the island. The victim testified that after a little over a week of the law clerk being on island, she was assaulted at his apartment after bringing him some mail and going swimming in the Saipan Lagoon. It was an emotional day of testimony. The incident was not reported immediately. The victim testified in court along with several court employees to include Judge Kenneth Govendo. Abrazinskas chose not to take the stand and tell his side of the story. A jury of 6 deliberated the case and determined Abrazinska's guilty for sexual assault in the first degree, assault and battery, and disturbing the peace. Judge Pro Tem Elise Iriarte denied Abrazinska's prosecutor's request for him to remain out on bond and ordered he be remanded pending sentencing. Abrazinska self-surrendered to the Department of Corrections on Saturday morning. The sentencing hearing is set for January 2025. A routine violator stop yields 2 suspected perpetrators of burglary and theft.
Sean Reyes, 33 years old, of Susupe, and Sherry de los Santos, 28, of Fina Sisu, are being detained on $25,000 cash bail and are awaiting their initial court appearances. Police made a traffic violation stop that yielded stolen property, including power tools, drones, luggage with personal identifications, and car batteries. Further investigation led to the identities of both defendants. They were arrested at their home residences.
An island-wide power outage slowed Saipan to an abrupt halt on Sunday night, leaving many in the dark.
At around 9:30 p.m. on Sunday, September 15th, the island fell into darkness for approximately 2 hours before power was restored. CUC Executive Director Kevin Watson was asked to shine some light on what caused the disruption and what we can expect in the future.
Well, we had an engine that the operators heard strange noises in. And when you hear a strange noise in an engine, that typically is a problem. And take it action, the employee did the right thing, the operator, and pushed the emergency stop button. When that happened, a chain reaction occurred, which caused ultimately the loss of power throughout the island. Because the equipment did what it's supposed to do. First, the operator pushed the emergency stop button so further damage wouldn't occur to the engine when he heard the noise coming from inside the engine. So he pushed the emergency stop button, that engine stops, and because of that loss of generating power, it caused the other engines to go down, which ultimately resulted in an island-wide power outage.
How was it repaired so quickly?
It was repaired because the operator then put the standby engine on. Once that was brought on, they started restoring power throughout the island.
It's still rainy season. Could this happen again?
Well, the rain didn't cause it. So typhoon didn't cause it. It was a mechanical issue within the engine. Our staff is working diligently to do a workaround with the PLC, that's a programmable logic controller, to reprogram that so that if this would occur in the future, which nobody can predict that, but if an engine has issues and the operator hears noise, they push the emergency stop button. In the future, the way they are programming it, the whole island will not go down.
The cause of the original noise is still under assessment. The engine in question will be repaired before it is returned into action.
A local high school pioneers the very first homecoming week in the CNMI. Cagman High School is hosting homecoming this week from September 16th to the 20th. Every day features a new activity from sports tournaments to a pep rally to a school dance. Student Council President Jada Narita and Vice President Vinny Juan Sablon fill us in on their idea to bring the school together.
This is the first ever homecoming from what we know, and we're really excited about it for us and for our students.
And we wanted to hold this event just to kind of get our school spirit up a little bit. Just since it's the beginning of the school year, we wanted to start it with a bang.
The history of homecoming stems from the 1900s, when colleges and universities welcomed back their alumni and their alma mater for a football game and other festivities. Narita and Sablon heard about it through one of their advisors in social media and shared how they would like to bring that type of experience here.
That's important for a high school experience to make the most of it, and we thought we could do this for them.
And I definitely agree with that. I think, especially in the States, homecoming is kind of centered around like football games and all of that. So we wanted to do something like that, but since we don't have football, we were kind of leaning more towards collaborating with other schools for stuff that we have, like basketball and softball.
The inclement weather has taken a toll on their first activity of a basketball tournament versus Saipan Southern High School, but they pushed through for the rest of the week.
Hopefully, if the field is good, then we'll have a softball tournament against Southern as well. And then Thursday would be our pep rally, our first ever pep rally of the school year. And then Friday in the morning would be the scavenger hunt, and at night would be the dance.
Yeah.
Although the sports aspect of Homecoming Week includes other schools, Norita and Sablan say that the dance is exclusive to the KHS students.
Kegman High is known for being more than just a school, it's a family.
Yes.
And we wanted to make that stronger and build connections, and we thought the dance was a good way to do it.
Bringing an idea into fruition takes time, planning, and support. The feedback Norita and Sablan received was positive, and it jump-started their goal, turning it into a reality today.
When we first spoke to Mr. Jones, he was so excited
He was really
about
excited
it.
for it, yeah.
And he really wanted to push with this and make it happen, and he supported us throughout the whole way. And
it's just been nothing but support and just making sure that all of the planning is going smoothly, that if we have any obstacles, we're able to kind of overcome them.
In retrospect, in an interview previously done with Cagman High School Principal Benjamin Jones Jr., he did mention it was all the students' idea.
One of the biggest things that I'm excited to see is our homecoming week. So I've never seen a homecoming in the CNMI. So we're gonna probably be the first school to try it out. I'm excited, man. We're gonna try it out, and my leaders are brave enough to take it on. They're leading this whole entire event, of course, and they're communicating with other schools. So we're gonna try and invite other schools to come and compete with us during school time. So we're gonna have students come up to the court, and we're gonna have some games, and we're gonna have some fun, build a camaraderie with these other schools before the interscholastic season begins. So I think that's a great way to just prepare for the season, all the seasons to come.
With only 6 weeks left before the election, your candidates for congressional delegate meet to face their island. This story is next.
Half a day, CNMI. Did you know that car crashes are the leading cause of death for children ages 1 to 13? In order to keep your children safe during a car crash, make sure you select the right type of car seat for their age and size. A rear-facing car seat should be used from birth to 12 months or up to 3 years old. Forward-facing car seats are for children from 1 to 3 or up to 7 years old. Booster seats are for children from 4 to 7 or up to 12 years old. Seat belts are for children 8 to 12 years old or older. For a seat belt to fit properly, the lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs, not the stomach. The shoulder belt should lie snugly across the shoulder and chest and not across the neck or face. Do not move your child to the next car seat level until he or she reaches the top height and weight limit allowed by your car seat's manufacturer. Remember, your children are the most precious cargo when driving. Keep us safe and buckle us in. We depend on you. Thank you.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
The king is back like prodigal. I gave him time, it's been too long. Politic, if I want it, I'ma get mine. Never fake the funk, can't perform for your empire. Snatch him out the throne, make them all fall in line. I let the clock tick, count down, cause I'm the headline, the deadline. I'm a head time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
Welcome back, CNMI. Here's our next story. Last night at the Multipurpose Center, 5 candidates for Congress squared off in a debate hosted by the Saipan Chamber.
A packed house awaited the 5 candidates, one of whom will replace Congressman Gregorio Khalili Sablan as a non-voting delegate representing the CNMI in the United States Congress.
Was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam by Batu Atanu. Di sinyal budimu
The U.S. and the CNMI anthems were played and the color guard presented as the candidates took the stage. Debate moderator Catherine Perry relayed the first question posed by the voting public.
Given the challenges of limited funding, high food prices, and supply chain issues in the CNMI, how would you, as our next U.S. delegate, address these barriers to improve the effectiveness and reach of nutrition assistance programs in the region? You have 1 minute and 30 seconds, and your time starts now.
Thank you for that beautiful question. I want to say that the challenge with what we've been challenged with is our location, where we're at right now, difficulty of trying to get the best produce in. What we have learned from Rhoda is that we need to really push and grow our own produce as much as we possibly can. Rhoda's been doing a successful job of that with the current mayor, Abihokok. I think we need to focus less on being so dependent on bringing in so much from the United States that we've been seeing, how long it can take to come into the CNMI, several weeks. A lot of the produce is expensive because of the shipping. I would look to that as a possible solution. Thank you.
Thank you. Rebuttals are 1 minute, starting with Ms. Hofschneider. 1 moment. Starting now.
Thank you for that question. I appreciate that, especially when talking about the nutrition and the cost of commodities coming in. I think we continue to echo this in the media and national and local media about the cost of commodities coming in from food, gas, Pampers, you name it. My plan to that is to work with the delegate from the representative from Hawaii, Congressman Ed Case, to work on the shipping costs that will be subsidized in some way, so that will help reduce our costs coming in. As we know, 100% of our commodities are being imported into the ports. At the same time, work with the ports also to leverage some of those cost of commodities being tagged to the container arriving and wharfage and the like. At the same time, I would like to also work with the local production to improve our production locally. Thank you.
Ms. King-Hines, starting now.
You know, one of the things that I'm really excited about is listening to the frontliners who feel the impact of how every citizen out here struggle with the price of commodities. And I'm talking here about the mayors. And one of the things that Mayor RB has been talking about is expanding food security initiatives and pushing to have a co-op to be able to allow our community members to participate in the agricultural industry. One of the things that Mayor Aldon and I've been working on with him is growing and expanding the cattle industry. And we've been very excited about our work with Northern Marianas College and CREASE in being able to push that industry forward. I'm excited to hear about these microloans that are coming out, and I would love to be able to support and advocate for more microloans to be able to support these industries. Thank you.
Mr. Raven, starting now.
If we're talking about getting people healthier, then we need to educate the population a little more about what that means. I'm 52 years old and I'm still trying to figure out what it means to eat healthy, what it is. How do you live a healthier lifestyle? So there's an education component to that. Beyond that, we need to incent people to get back in touch with what the land already provides for us. We need to get back in touch with the fish and the breadfruit taro. We get back in touch with what the land already offers. So I'm agreeing with Kim. One of the things I talked about is wanting to get on the agriculture committee, one of the oldest in the country. But I want to get on it for the mere fact that they have jurisdiction over all things agriculture, and I think the CNMI needs to be a hub for that. I think incenting people to grow their own food. One last thing while I'm thinking about it, Commerce has a nice program now where they're paying local farmers to sell their product. I mean, programs like that incent people to grow, incent people to fish, and then the healthy eating hopefully follows.
Mr. Gonzalez? Now.
I have been a firm believer of going back to basics. My late wife Charlene and I actually raised our sons to live off of our gardens. So we had our herbs, garlic, stuff outside of our gardens. We must access grants for home gardening and community gardens more than ever. We must work on executing, not talking, actual consortiums with Micronesian islands and countries, so that we can maximize and share the cost and reduce those savings off to our consumers. We must modify our laws so we can remove the triple taxation of commodities in our ports of entries. We tax them in Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda on top of the wholesale tax and the retail sales taxes monthly. Ladies and gentlemen, we must do better. Our people are suffering. Reduce and pass on the savings and assist.
The candidates were faced with a total of 10 questions proposed by members of the public, ranging from health and nutrition to the economy and tourism, the military, transportation, and planned proposals to move the CNMI forward. We at KSPN2 will be presenting further portions of the debate in the coming broadcast, so please stay tuned. Election Day is November the 5th.
Coming up, KSPN2 Sports Report, Pip Pip Hooray! They are singing in Singapore.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Motivation isn't always easy to come by. Thankfully, there's one place that continues to ignite my willpower. This one place provides me with the knowledge and support I need to grow, so I can continue to become a better version of myself. This is where I discovered my passion, where I achieved successes that made me proud. It's home. It's where I improved my performance, seeing the opportunity in every challenge. And when doubt creeps inside, and I think about giving up, I remember the heroes who've also called this place home. And just like them, I know that every last rep is always a beginning. No matter how hard it gets, nothing can stop me. I will always come back stronger, because I'm part of a legacy.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans! A local paddler competes in a long-distance race in Singaporean waters and brings home a big finish. On Saturday, September 14, one of CNMI's best paddlers, Pipit Ball, competed in a 14-kilometer one-man race for the 2024 Singapore Ocean Cup. Ball recently represented the Marianas in the World Sprints held on the Big Island with fellow athlete Jason Tarkong. In the last couple of years, she has also paddled in Guam and Palau for microcup tournaments. Her paddle sisters vouch for the athlete she is.
Pip as an athlete is just really inspiring. She is an absolute beast on the water. She shows such determination when she's out there, as evidenced when she brought home the gold in the 14-kilometer championship in Singapore. I think that we all have a lot to learn from Pippi. She hasn't been paddling for very long, longer than me. I'm still new, but you know, within her 2 to 3 years that she's been paddling, she's just taken to the sport and really demonstrated what it's like to be an athlete, both in the V1 and as a team. Yeah, so we're also proud of Pip.
Pip as an athlete is very focused, very determined. She would ask a lot of questions when she wants to learn more. And she's also a great teammate and a paddle sister.
We are so proud to have Pip a part of our paddling team. We share in her success and major win in the Singapore Ocean Cup. We're so proud of her and continue to cheer her on from afar. And we can't wait till she comes home to paddle with us. We miss you, we love you, we're so proud of you. And way to kick butt.
Pipit Ball, a member of the Marianas Outrigger Club, representing the CNMI in international waters, bringing home the hardware, coming in first place. A win for the Marianas.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Here's the weather. Only 20% chance of showers tonight, but still mostly cloudy with lows around 78 degrees. Tomorrow, for the first time in a while, partly sunny with only a 30% chance of showers. The sun sets tonight at 6:16 p.m. and rises in the morning at 6:06 a.m. and I am happy to report that there are absolutely no weather warnings other than this. On a partially sunny day with a body partially submerged in the warm waters of your azure seas, do not forget to wear your sunscreen, maybe a hat as well with, say, a parasol for scenic selfies. And I will then see you in the water and on the land.
That's news, sports, and weather. Adios until we meet again.